All right, welcome back to On Main Street with Rick Amato. And on Main Street, well, believe it or not, and I know a lot of you already know this, but a lot of people don't. AI, artificial intelligence, is becoming more and more Main Street. So, what about everyday AI? Joining me right now is a guest who is very much on top of this and experiencing it. She is the author, and she is an author, designer, and an entrepreneur. Let's welcome back Cynthia Salonista. Cynthia, good to see you again. Uh,
Hi, thanks for having me, Nick.
yeah, everyday AI. I know there's a lot you want to say. Go ahead.
Well, as a writer, one of the main components is editing, right?
Oh yeah.
So I've been familiar with some of the, Chat GPT. There's some people use Gemini, some people use Claude. I don't do my writing, but I sometimes have it edit. And I didn't realize that not everybody's comfortable with it. So I've been taking some classes for myself. And then I was very surprised when I was having a book signing and people I wouldn't expect were experiencing AI. And that's why I started writing the article. Some people are very afraid that artificial intelligence is going to take over our jobs. But I think the best practice for it is it's a tool that helps with your job.
Hmm.
And I think if you experience banking, insurance, any of those phone calls, what do you get? You get a voice or you have a chatbot online, and that's you've already experienced that, but they're trying to make them, how do you say, more customer service friendly. And as less and less people are getting into the everyday jobs on Main Street, some small businesses or even larger ones are looking to some of that kind of everyday work to be outsourced. Repetitive calls, customer service questions on a 24-hour basis. And I think of AI as a tool. What do you think, Rick?
I think you're right. As a tool, I know that particular service function, I don't like. I don't like
Hmm.
getting that AI on the phone call. I prefer a real person or just a recording.
Yeah, me too. But the thing is, it has its purpose. If you, how do you say, I would rather have someone pick up the call
Yeah,
and then instead of, like at least I know it went through and I get some help as opposed to not getting a hold of anything,
right,
right?
right. Yeah. What were some of the things that at your book signing you said seeing some people using AI for everyday tasks that really surprised you?
All right. So this is right around Christmas. I did a few book signings for my soup book, and some friends came, and one of them is a musician. So we were asking, we were having a conversation about when is the next time you're going to have a show. So he just goes into, hey, hey Siri, when am I doing my next show? And that surprised me because, like instead of keeping track, you have artificial intelligence keeping track. Another friend uses it for directions all the time, and they like it to be said to them instead of looking at a map, right?
Oh,
So, so that, I mean, yeah, and that was kind of cool. And then some friends that were more on the senior side of things that I didn't expect used it a lot for their everyday tasks. Ask for help with this. Can you help find me this? And I think, for answering questions, it's like the next step up from Googling, right?
yeah.
And for me, what I like about, I had to write some bios for an event and I had 23 to do by the next morning. And I had to do a 1 minute presentation for each of them, not more than two. So I read the bios. I didn't tell them the chat to read the bios. I read the bio, took out the sentences I liked, and asked it to be a 1 minute presentation focusing on whether it's like compassion or they're very community minded. And I would pick out the highlighting words, and then it would give me a 1 minute presentation, which I'd practice. And if I didn't like the words, of course, I'd change it. But it saved me hours of work. And that's why, it's very helpful. Now, I don't like doing videos. You're lucky you have me. I just don't like it's just not my favorite platform. And the other night, I'm at a co-working space called Anseer here in San Diego, and they support a lot of those events. There's an AI coding club, there's a lot of meetups, and I went to take a class in doing an AI video and we had a lot of fun with it. We just went into random groups, had a half an hour to create one, and they gave us a storyline, which is Jack and the Beanstalk. And my group, we decided to make it a La Jolla story. And Jack was a surfer, and he stole the Beanstalk surfboard from the giant, and they had a surf competition, and the golden seagull saved him. So yeah,
That
and it was really fun. I'll send it to you just for fun. But anyways, it was just like sometimes like if I've had videographers work with me, and sometimes that's a cost. It takes time. You have to go to a studio, or they have to come to your office or your home. This way, you could make something quickly, and it was with an assisted platform that you gave it storylines, like maybe 10 frames, maybe 15 frames, and it put it together. So for me, it was the world gets faster and faster. Having some tools to help you with what's required in business makes sense.
Yeah, and I know if I need to find out a news story, I need to get right to the point
Hmm.
of what was the bottom line on what Trump said, or what was the bottom line on what happened today in a certain story. Instead of Googling and trying to read through a full article and finally get to the point, I use AI to
Which is your favorite? Do you use Chat? Do you do Gemini?
it's Gemini.
Copilot, Gemini. A lot of people, I started working with Chat because of my rug writing stuff, right? And I need a lot of pictures, and Chat seems to be okay with me adding pictures and things and maps and stuff like that. So, but it's like having a personal assistant, right?
Yeah, right, right.
Right.
So yeah, that's very interesting, Cynthia. You saw it in full motion at your event recently.
Right. And for me, it's just, I use the same one often and I ask it to filter it in my voice. Okay. So it has, like, I've written a lot of things, books and articles and things. So it knows my style. So that helps a little bit. But you can say, I want this story to sound like Rick Amato is telling me. We could do that right now if you wanted to.
You have it on, was it audio or?
Yeah, well, the thing is, well, I would type it in, right? But I would just say it how you would speak, right? You have a lot of things on the internet. You've been hosting shows for a long time. You have a certain style and voice, right?
Well, let's see here. Go ahead and type it in. Now I'll say this. AI confuses me with another Rick Amato.
Well, that's why I have the name I do. I have a long Polish last name that no one duplicates, and that's why people call me Salonista instead. Yeah.
We only have a moment or two, but go ahead and put it in there. How would Rick
Uh,
Amato?
what do you want me to? I'm gonna type it into my phone as we speak. So
Uh,
tell me, or you want to share it on your screen?
we can't at the moment, but
Okay, all right. I'll type it. What do you want it to say? And I will ask.
uh,
Give me a statement or a short story or something.
Rick Amato asked me what my advice is for being a good book author.
Okay, that's funny. Rick Amato. I'm putting it into chat. Amato advice for a book author.
Being a good,
Being a good book author. Okay. You can be a bad one too, right? The soup book's number 5. Good book author. Uh, author. Okay. There we go. Rick Amato, journalist, right?
talk show host.
Rick Amato. If I typed faster, I'd be better. Um, that's why I have AI, right? Amato, talk show host. Okay. Show host. Okay. You're thinking of Rick Amato, the longtime San Diego talk radio personality, often associated with KOGO. His advice on being an author isn't packaged like a formal writing course, but his style and on-air philosophy translate into some very clear guidance for writers. Here's his approach, maps beautifully into being a strong book author. One, say something that matters. Two, be authentic, not performative. Three, know your audience. Four, keep it clear and direct. And five, have a strong point of view. Six, stay consistent and show up.
Show up.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Well, you better show up.
And then it said, if it put it in my word, it put it in the words of me. A good author is not someone who writes beautifully, but someone who speaks truthfully again and again until their voice becomes a place readers return to. And it said to me, you already do this, whether it's soups, rugs, or life. Your
Good.
strength is that you just don't write content, you create a conversation. So
There
there we
you
go.
go. Very good.
So that was fun, Rick. Thank you.
That was fun. All right, Cynthia, it was always nice to have you, and it was great to have you weigh in on everyday AI. As I agree, it's a tool, but as something we should have pointed out, and as we learned, it's not always accurate. So
Right.
be careful.
All
Anything?
right. It's called hallucinations. Sometimes AI has hallucinations, right?
That's right.
Okay.
I didn't know it was called hallucinations, but I could see that.
Okay. Anyways, thank you so much for giving me a talk. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And give a shout out to your book name before we go.
It's called Salonista Says Soups. There's 52 soups from around the world. I got every continent covered. Part of the proceeds go to Father Joe's training program for homeless in food service. And it's kind of fun because it's stories from everybody I know that I've cooked with. So, and I look for it around San Diego, popping up at soup events. So thank you so much, Rick.
All right, thank you. Back with more after this.